Started about 6:40 tonight. A woman was paying the parking meter in the International District by Uwajimaya, and she was about 5 feet away from the car, had left it running with her adult son in the passenger seat, 33-year-old, but with a mental capacity of a 5-year-old. In that short time, a suspect got in the driver's side, got into an altercation with her son, and drove off. Now, we can tell you a short time later, he was found unharmed. That is the good news. You're going to hear now from the man who found him and from a witness.
I happened to see him going down the street, and he looked like the gentleman in the picture. So I asked him his name. He said his name is William. I asked what he was doing. He was looking for his mother, so I put two and two together. And I asked him to come over, have a glass of water. I had some French fries brought out for him, and I, called the police, and they were here literally like the whole thing probably took 2 minutes.
I was on the corner when this all happened. All I heard was yelling and screaming from the family as the guy was pulling out. And then when he made the hard left turn, he didn't stop for anybody. He just took off.
So again, that was about 6:40 that happened. Meanwhile, Seattle police were searching for the vehicle. And that was a 2012 BMW 328i Silver. That pursuit led them down Interstate 5, where an officer believed he was following that car. At some point determined it was not the car he was looking for and decided to pull off the interstate and go into one of the U-turns to head back northbound. Got into a collision with another vehicle not related to that carjacking and wound up on his side where you see here. This is about 7:40 this evening, and State Patrol came down and they've kind of had shut off a couple of the lanes here. We can tell you that none of the injuries, 2 people in the pickup truck that they just pulled back from the scene, and the officer in that Seattle police cruiser, nobody has serious injuries, so that's the good news. But right now, it's been kind of a slow go southbound Interstate 5 traffic with a lot of looky-loos with all of the lights right now. But tow trucks arrived on scene about 5 minutes ago. They are going to be pulling the Seattle police cruiser back onto all 4 wheels and then hauling it away. But given what happened tonight, things here and things up in the International District could have been a lot worse. Still searching for that car. Again, police are trying to find that 2012 silver BMW, and you can find more information on our website. We'll have that up there. We're live along Interstate 5 near South Center. I'm Greg Copeland, King 5 News.